What's up, everyone? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everyone's feeling great on this Thursday morning. What day is it? July the 17th. I am looking I'm looking hard at this for maybe a long. Oh, NVIDIA's getting something's happening to NVIDIA. Well, welcome in. What's up, Cliff? Welcome in. Let me get some music going here. All right, I'm trying to get connected everywhere over here. All right, what are we doing? What's up, guys? Everyone. Let's go back to the highs. All right, so just looking at some quick things here. We filled the gap. Yeah, right there on the wick. We filled the gap. We held this. I took it long. I'm looking at it along here, guys. We filled the gap on both and we're sitting on the support. Right in this area, maybe down here. IWM is flying. What is going on? But what's up, Cliff? Welcome in. I'm checking out some stuff. The gap's filled. I'm starting along. All right, I got a long off there, 78 a few seconds ago. We'll see. Fairly tight stop. I'm just doing a 20-point stop on this one. I don't like longing underneath VWAP. I think we're going to at least get a pop back up here to trim. If we get back to, what was previous day high? Right at 100. Yeah, I mean, this one I'm just doing a quick, kind of a quick risk on this. Like, honestly, I probably should give it a little bit more space. Really, I should just risk this low that we just made. I mean, when I'm looking at it, so like, you see, let me pop this up a little bit bigger. So like 15-minute chart here, you see this area, and then you see these highs over here. So like multiple highs, and it fell through it yesterday, kind of came back and rejected at it. Now I want to see if it flips, resistance to support. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. I don't like how it's acting. I don't like how early this is. So just taking a light shot at it on the long. See if we can come back up here on NQ. It looks more like back to 100, but it's not really doing a whole lot right now. I was thinking, okay, we sweep these and then do that. Microsoft's strong. NVIDIA's not doing very well, but it filled its gap. Google's not doing anything. Yeah, SPY and IWM. I probably should have long DS. Look at IWM or RTY. I could just RTY is the strength. But yeah, I'm long. I'm sorry. This is a long position, not a short position. I'll put it backwards. This is the trade. Right. There we go. Come on. All right. We'll go ahead and take a trim here at 30 points. All right, Cliff. Good old, you know what? I call it Rusty. The good old Rusty. Rusty is cooking. Here we go. All right. Microsoft's going to break even. What a ripper! Look at Microsoft. Oh man. All right. All right. I got a lot of things going through my head at once here. I didn't even get the first 15 minutes yet. This has already happened. Yes, taking out that overnight high. It should go. It should keep going. All right. All right, things looking pretty good here. So right off that gap fill long, which had decent odds of filling. So like letting that play out and then trying to play the bounce was good. NFP, nice buy reaction. So I'm gonna look to try to stay long for new highs. I'll take one more trim at 140 on NQ, and then we'll go. All right, give me 140 and then give me a new high up there in 160s. far are we from all-time highs? Oh, I would love to get a new all-time today. What is up, Mr. Bob? Good morning from Houston, he says. Guys, don't be shy. Jump in the comments. Let's chat. Let's hang out. Let's trade. Let's try to make some money. Just kind of looking around, seeing what that looked good. SPY looks great. NFP is a different indicator I have. You can manually do it. I have it through a friend of mine, Paper Gains, but it's hold on. We gotta get this from. Come on, give me this 140. All right, I'll hit this NFP question. I'm just trying to decide if I want to just go ahead and move my. And the ES is right at that fib level too. There we go. Come on, hit my order. All right, there's my 140, my main target. I'm out 2/3 of my trade. That's 60 points. A boom! It's gonna be a good day, boys. What did Ron White say? Bob, you know what Ron White said. It's gonna be a good day, Tater. NFP. So NFP, the first Friday of every month, you're gonna get these NFP levels. So I have this set up to where it marks the high and low from when we get the data to whatever the higher low was that day. So you can see like when we had NFP back beginning of July, here was the low from when the data came out, and here was the high of that day. If it's the opposite, sometimes you have, I don't know how far back I'd have to go, but sometimes like if it went down, so it would be like if this price action happened this way, you would mark like the high of NFP data and then like the low of day that day. So that's what NFP does, and it like creates these trading ranges. Oh yeah, we're cooking now. We are cooking now. All right, I got my resting order sitting up here at 163 for my last trim. I'll leave just a little baby runner position. It's gonna be a great day, Tater. All right, resting order at 163 for my last trim to go down to just a handful of runners. See if we sweep that and hit that. All right. Oh my gosh, Nvidia is just cooking right now too. Ooh, coin. What's up, our bachelor? Yeah, I try to do Tuesday and Thursday. Nvidia is cooking with gas. That's what we say where I'm from. The new all-time highs. We have a lot of earnings coming up today, guys. Netflix, the first real big tech earnings. Some people watch IBKR if you trade Webull, if you trade Hood. IBKR is worth watching too. I may have to go ahead and take another try. I mean, that works so nicely. I don't know if you really call this a triple top. I mean, it could be, I guess. But I look at ES and it tells a completely different story. Yeah, I don't know if you call this a triple top. Oh, I'm up 70 points here. I'm trying to get up to like 80. Kind of next level up here. Bob cracks me up. I was right into that NFP level. And if we look at some of the Edgeful data we have so far, we're just not getting that first half hour. You guys know, for me, it's that first hour's data that's the strong. Are you guys trading anything? Watching anything? KB, I know I saw you in the chat. What are you watching? Yeah, trailing stop. So I moved my stop manually, but I moved it all the way up to here. I don't like these three little upper wicks we're starting to put in, but hopefully we at least shoot up here. Here's the orb. You see the 30-minute orb? We should hopefully break out of that. But at least like to sweep that orb high before anything happens. There we go. Boom. All right, and I said I have my resting order at 163. That's my last trim right there, and I will just hold a couple little runners here if we want to keep going. Thank you. Come again. All right. Well, I mean, 90 is my next spot, and then 222 is all-time high. Now what do I do? Trailing stop. Yeah, so like for me on my stop, I usually risk what I'm going to risk and take off. I take off like my trims at my spots, and then like once I get out, half, I start bumping my stop up to lock in the rest. I mean, at this point, I'm down to a low enough amount. What do you like? Like if this comes back down and stops me out down here, 50 points lower, I don't care. But yeah, that's what I do. I want to pull back to get long, but yeah, it's tough now. I have the one setup. So like if you look, I need to make a tweet about this. All right. Gap fill by size. An 89% chance of filling that. I need to make a tweet about this real fast. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting this this gap fill piece out to everyone so they understand. I can figure out the right combination for them. Yeah, there was an 89% chance of that gap. That's why I was like, okay, I see the gap fill happen. Now I'll go long because I wanted to get long based on the price action. Where is NFP right there? Yeah. Yeah. Go back to QQQ. Sorry, I just have to get this one tweet out, guys. All right. All right, guys. Now we can see what are we doing. But there may not be much to do now. Now, here's the thing. Let's look at a couple pieces of data here. So we know our what's in play. We know our gap fill. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything as I'm looking around here. Oh, those coin calls are cooking. Sorry, guys, I had to check. I have coin calls that I have to take some profit on. Probably could have bought this. Let me get my rest of my indicators back on here. So we don't have the first hour yet. I'm catching up the comments now. Spy was leading us. I don't know if it's lagging, but it is a little slower. Let me go to 15-minute chart. I think we at least touched this. The DOM looks funky right now. There's some weird size. Is that 1,000 on it? Oh, it's 100. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to push this. I mean, we just made a big move, so that's part of the psychology of things here. So we just made a big move. Oh, Coinbase. All right, I'm going to take another trim on Coinbase now because you're up 100%. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. I was managing a couple other positions here. We'd probably come back down. I had to guess right now. Sorry, I had 9 thoughts going through my head at once here. All right, guys, let's lock in. KB, you got long 30-minute retest right here. I like this 140 area to hold. If not, we probably come test towards the middle. We haven't touched the 21 since breaking above it. It doesn't mean we have to touch it, but yes, it's still super strong. It's a new, SPY just made a new high. I think it's still strong. My problem is if you get long here and do this, I mean, basically an 80-point move, really it went over 100 points in the range without any type of real pullback. Like you could still get a pullback here and still be bullish. The data, and we're still 15 minutes away from that first hour, but the data, we're going to have high odds of breaking the high. So you see this, the IB, the low formed first here, the high formed second. That's going to be a high odd play. Let me go to the detail. 81%. 81. So that means unless something crazy like this happens here in the next 15 minutes, we have an 80+% chance of taking out this high. So that tells me I want to look to try to buy a dip. Like anything in here, I want to try to buy a dip. I hear it, but what resistance do we have, Faye? Trump just sent out a truth potion, truth social. But yeah, so when you say resistance, like for example, let's go to just QQQ. I mean, do you really like? In my opinion, this isn't really a resistance. It's all-time high, so there's only one rejection there. Now SPY, you could say it's like 3 times that it's rejected up here. Okay, I can see that. You're looking at 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. So 4 hour, yeah, you paused here, but really this was just one time. And the fact that these candles were closing up here, it's not like there was huge weight. Like see, like this one wicked up and then came back down. That's a rejection. This one came in here and you see the big candle down was a rejection. This one came up here, fell back down, held on this, and then came back down. But now what I see this big reaction from yesterday on the 4 hour, and I see an uptrend. I mean, yeah, it's tough to long here, like a risk reward perspective. But if I know I have 80% odds, it makes me feel a little bit better, right? Or if you're worried about the resistance, this is the other thing. If you're worried about the resistance, which makes sense, I get it. Plus, you just had a big move. But what I'll say is that 80% probability that we're going to go up here, or 80% probability that we come up here, tells me that I don't want to try to short this because the odds tell me it may do this and then something like that. So it can be a don't take a trade. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I mean, I see kind of what you're talking about on the 4 hour. You look at the daily, you see that it was a resistance, it got rejected, but then the next day it got bought right back up. We're still in an uptrend, and you see like even a daily EMA 9 is just chilling. Plus, this day was a gap up. Like 10 minutes till that. Like right here is probably where I'd look to buy this. Here's the 21. $15 doesn't look great right now. I'm gonna wait for this first hour, but I would consider buying anything in this area and look for this. I mean, here's the midpoint of the range so far. Especially if we come down to this and see we had a spot here in pre-market, come down and hold here, then we'll try that. I gotta keep an eye on this Coinbase. I don't like that look right there. I don't want a long. Yeah. Right in this area, 120s. Well, there's some volume on IWM. All right. All right. I'm going to try to add. Take a small ad because my cost basis here. Let's see if we can get another 75 points. I'll risk 20 points on that. Previous day high holding right here on a yes. It's the midpoint. We're still 5 minutes away from our first hour. Kind of preemptively taking this trade. I see this though. I see that this does not look good. So like I'm weighing things out, right? I can have 1-2 data points that are solid. We're also going to have the first hour is going to be bullish. Opening candle continuation. This should be bullish unless something wild happens. Actually, where did we open? Yeah, that was our opening price right there. We just wicked off of. So as long as we stay above that, this next 5 minutes, we'll have that in our favor as well, which is going to be a strong statistic. We'll take a look at all those statistics. What else do we have? I like my screener over here that I've built out that has all the top 10 weighted. So we don't have any of the opening candles yet, but we start looking previous day range. Kind of a mixed bag. This is funny. This says bearish, but boy, NVIDIA looks a little bit strong. Price action something a little bit different than even though we swept that. All those ads I'm going to take back off up here. Look at this buy up on this wick. Yeah, IB. So it's the first hour of the market. So like I have this indicator right here that I'm flashing on and off. The indicator is built in. You can mark it yourself. Just find the low of the first hour and the high of the first hour. So here's this. Here's this. So what this means, so there's a couple things. So the IB on statistics, and let me just go to QQQ. In QQQ, if you trade it, it does the same thing, right? So 72% of the time, you're only going to break one side of that IB. So like I try to figure out which side is most likely to break, and that's the side that I'm going to shoot for. But it is going to break one side or the other. So KB, the statistic here is you see this, it says no break. So that first hour of the market, only 3 times out of the last 122 have we not gone outside of that first hour. So that tells me there's a 98% chance, 97.5% chance that we're gonna break the high or low at some point today. And then I try to narrow down and say, okay, which side is most likely to break? And once one side breaks, I don't want to shoot for the other side to break because it's only a 25% chance. Only 1/4 of the time do we break both sides. You can customize all kinds of stuff. By rejection is the one that I love the most. This by rejection. So when the low forms first, you see this? Low formed first. That means right here, the first hour, the low was first after it. So the high was second. So low first, high second. That means, boom, I'm looking for an upside break at an 80% of the time. So when you see the first hour and the low is before the high, you have an 80% chance of doing this. Now, if this high was first and you set the low second, there's like a 67% chance you're doing this, which was what we traded Tuesday, I think. Either yesterday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. I can't remember, but that's what we had the last either yesterday or before. But today we have the stronger one, which is 80% chance, 80% that we're going to do this. And we just got that first hour. So now that the first hour is set, we can look at the IB. We have an 80% chance of breaking it and taking a new high day. KB, if you get any more questions around the IB, and if you want the NQ, QQQ, same difference, right? Oh, the other pieces. So you see, there's these 3 gray lines here on that indicator. Here, here, and here. So what they're marking is this is 50%. So that means from high to low. This is the middle. This is 25%. This is 75%. There's also statistics around that too. So you can look at by retracement. So once you break one side or the other, break out, break down. So when you break out of the IB, the initial bouncer, you have a 65% chance that you're going to come back to this level here. So if we break this, you still have a 65% chance to retrace to here. If you break this, coming back down to here, the odds will get lesser, and making it down here are even lower. And then obviously, the double break is very low at 25%. All right, so there you go. I took ads down here at 120. That's extra 30 points around this trade. I'm going to trim those out right now. 'Absolutely, KB. It's one of those things that I always did 30-minute orb for a long time, and I still watch it. That's what I have on this chart setup is 30-minute orb. Look, 82% chance. Look at this trade. I'm sorry, 80 was it 80 point something? 81. I'm close, whatever. 80.88. There's the exact. So we'll round that to 81. Did I mention it was 80+% odds that we make a new high on QQQ? Okay. I mean, look at this. There it is. Boom! We having fun yet, guys? That's the 80% odds playing out right there. What I say, I drew it out. I said, buying in the middle, looking for the new high, 80 plus percent. I don't know if this doesn't convince you to try Edgeful at this point. Like, and this is probably the most textbook. Like, I mean, this candle. How bad did this candle look when it was down here? How bad was this candle? I haven't even taken a sip of my coffee yet, Cliff. All right, now what? My coffee's like lukewarm now. All right, so Faye, yeah. What other reports? So the IB is one of my favorites. Let me go back to what's in play here. This other one is a very strong one as well. So these really the IP and this right here, opening candle continuation. So what this one does, it looks at the first hour of the market. So that first hour from 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern. If that first hour is green, you have an 80% chance that you're going to have a green day. 80%. So that tells me we opened here and we closed the first hour, well, all the way up here. The first hour is green. That means no matter what, we should close above this. Not no matter what, 80%. We have 80% odds that this is our floor today. So that's a big one. That's a strong statistic. On the red days, it's the opposite. First hour's red. I look to short. I look to short. That's why it says, like, what is your bias, bullish or bearish? My bias has to be bullish for the most part. Now, that doesn't mean buy the highs up here now. But that just means, like, if I do get short today, for example, if I got short at any point today, if we saw like over, my targets aren't going to be anywhere below this right here. So we also broke previous day high. Previous day high is another one I look at constantly. I just go to what's in play because you have all the options of what you can show here. Previous days range. So look at this one. If you break the previous day's high, you have an 84% chance that you're gonna have a green day. So, like, for example, let's go to QQQ. If we break this up here, odds that we go back and close, which let me turn on the gap fill. The odds we close down here, if we take out this, are very low. Let's see if SPY did it. So SPY broke previous day's high already. The odds that SPY closes down here are very low. Let me go to QQQ. We'll look at. I'm sorry. Let me go to SPY. We'll look at these same stats on SPY. So on SPY, previous day's range. So here's some of my favorites. Like I mentioned, the IB, and then you have sub-reports within the IB. So IB by rejection is my favorite one. You have opening candle continuation, which is the first hour. And yeah, this is all New York session. You can change this. You can change the session. If you go to futures, you can change the session to match. Let me finish this thought real fast. Look at this. Previous day's range SPY has an 86% ability that it does not come down here below this, because this is where SPY would go red on the day. I know that because this gap fill indicator is going to mark where we closed the previous day, right? That's the gap is from previous close to open. So we came down, we hit previous close. That's the gap fill. This is where we would go red on the day. SPY has a 86% chance of closing above this today. So that tells me what? Probably buy dips. Or if we come down here, probably buy dips to go back up here and here. So that's that piece. If you're looking at futures, so I have my watch list here. I just click quickly with these. So you see NQ and you see it up here on the futures. It automatically puts this in. Choose session right here. So you can look at this. You can look at Orb and IB stats as well from London, Asia. I know a lot of traders on here that use Edgeful that look at those things. I don't look at those as much just because I don't need to look at 27 different things if I found 4 or 5 things that are working very, very well for me. Edgeful does do with my link, you can get a 7-day free trial. Let me drop that here in the comments. Like you go in, it'll say like checkout or whatever, right there. You go in there, you go to checkout. It will, you have to put in your payment information and everything, but it won't charge you for the first 7 days. If it does, reach out to the support. But it shouldn't. I'm just saying, if it does, like you can reach out and ask. They're really good about, and there's a whole Discord. If you get on Edgeful, there's this right here is your Discord. You can get in there. You can ask so many questions. You can tag Andre. Andre's the founder of this, and he also he built all this. He did all this in like Excel back in the day, and he's ex Goldman Sachs guy. And then he started building this out, and it got too big, so he started like building it into a platform, like a program. And then the thing just blew up. It was so helpful on so many different statistics that it was like, boom, like we got to do something here. And he turned it into a product for traders, right? And he's the one, like he does one-on-one calls with you. Like you get signed up, you can do one-on-one calls with him to like talk these things out. A little slightly higher highs. See if we can get up to that 190. So we're starting to get multiple rejections here. We'll see. All right. Well, I'm going to take this off either way. I'm still in. I'm looking for this 190. You know what, Faye, this is a great point. So first off, hey, it happens. So look, I've blown so many accounts in my trading career. So many. And honestly, like I got to, just from my trading journey, I got to a point where I could trade, I could find winners, and then I would give back a bunch. And so then I worked on my discipline, and I did pretty well. And I got to where I was like, okay, I could keep my head above water. But then once I got introduced to Edgeful and started having that third layer of so I could find winners, I could do good technical analysis, I could do price action, and then I got a little bit of control of my psychology and my discipline and my risk management piece. And then I was like, okay, I'm there. And then Edgeful just helped give me that get over the. It's where I got way more profitable because it keeps me away from bad trades as much as it helps me find good trades. So this is an example of a good trade that it helped us find, right? Because we had strong statistics. Now, the other side is if I wasn't in a long here, and for whatever reason I was thinking I want to short, like if I'm looking at ES and I want to short ES, I'm just looking at this, I know that the probabilities of this happening on ES are very low. They're very, very low. So I don't want to trade against that. So like sometimes you take a trade and you would say, okay, well, some trades just don't work out, right? If you're a trader, it just doesn't work out. But it's part of it. But if I can limit those just by one or two a week, by saying, okay, well, what if I didn't take that trade at all because there's a data point that said, hey, it's actually you're trading against the grain a little bit here, or locking in profits. So if you did take a short, for example, up here, if you took a short up here, you should know, like, I don't want to target all the way down here. I want to target here, go ahead and lock in profit. So instead of that trade coming back and maybe being break even or stopping you out for loss or whatever, you would say, okay, I need to go ahead and lock in profit in this area because I know I have multiple statistics that were telling me that this was going to happen. So that's the other side of that too. All right, so this is interesting, Faye. Yesterday, all right, so yesterday I was short when the news came out, and I was short for a reason. Here's yesterday. Let me turn this off. So the first hour of the market yesterday, the high of the IB was here, the low of the IB was here. So that same report I used to say we had a high chance of going up today, yesterday, we had a high probability we're going to do this. So this was happening, I was getting short here, and then that news played out. So the news, you call the news lucky if you want, but the chart and the statistics were also already telling me that this is going to happen because we had the IB formed high first, low second. That was this one. So it's the opposite statistic of the one we used today. Let me show you what that looks like on the statistics. So if we go back to IB by rejection, and it's just interesting. It just happened to work out that way. So when the IB low forms first, it's 80% that you're going to break the upside. But look, when the high forms first, 67, it's 2/3, 67% of the time, you're going to go down. So yesterday, high was first, low was second, 67% odds you're going to break this low. And look at this, boom, we broke the low. I like this, Bob. Give me that 190. 1 second. I'm gonna take one little small trim here just to lock in a little bit more. 190. This is the level I had the other day. And we're getting really close to that all-time high, so then I can just leave it and let the all-time high go. Well, those pullback ads really paid off on this one. All right, there it is, 190. I just took the last little trim I have. So, what a day! Well, this makes the rest of the day much easier, doesn't it? Just absolutely crushing the market this morning. I don't even know how to calculate total points that I caught here. So now what do I do for the rest of the day? I mean, do I look for ES? I mean, we could look at ES's stats. ES has already broke this, but the first hour bullish. I mean, I don't really want to long up here anymore. I don't want to long up here anymore, really, but I don't get short it. So that's where the other piece comes in. And look, we just took out previous day's high. So that's kind of why my target was up here. But you see previous day high? That was the other statistic I was talking about earlier. And now if I just look at my screener here, if I'm looking for a trade right now, what am I looking at? Bullish, bullish. This said bearish, but this is the gap fill, right? So it was bearish until the gap filled. Once it filled, then that's played out. So it's no longer bearish. It was bearish until the gap filled. So this one's really, I could toggle this off if I wanted. Bullish IB by rejection. Opening candle continuation, bullish, previous day's range, bullish. There's so much bullish stuff in my face. I really don't want to think about trying to short. The IB has not broken. We did on ooh. So really the same setups here on SPY to break this high. I usually don't like playing one after the other when they're both set up the same way. I wait if everyone's closer, and once one of them plays out, I'll take my profit just because that way I have more things in my favor. The other thing we could think about is that IB by rejection. So now that you broke the high, you should backtest this at some point, 65% of the time. But even if that happens, like, do you end up doing a day that does like this, and then maybe like does this like late in the session, something like that? I don't know. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm saying is, Faye, is like, yeah, you have IB by retracement to look at, because what that's going to tell you, if like you're looking at QQQ, NQ, yes, like it's all the same. And to your point earlier, I don't think I finished my thought. They have this for every ticker in the market. So if you trade options, if you're looking at a day trader for SPY or QQQ, if you're a day trader on futures, you trade Tesla, if you trade Nvidia, if you trade, and actually sometimes you go through those reports and you'll find like a certain ticker, like whether it'll be like Meta or something, and you'll look at like the IB and the stats will just be so much stronger than everything else in the world. You're like, I don't know why this ticker acts this way, but it does. Like Netflix, for example, if you watch Netflix price action, I just know this from watching it for a long time. Netflix is one of the most trendy names you'll ever see. It trends. It doesn't chop much. It goes one direction, and it'll turn around and go back the other direction for a bit, then it'll turn around and go back the other direction. It's a very trendy ticker. Looking through my tickers over here. I was going to hit that quote. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. I love this quote. It's a great quote. And on top of that, you also have a few other like sub quotes that are like similar. So like Zig Ziglar obviously had some really great quotes and stuff. Um, but beyond that, you also have, if you think about like one of my favorites is the harder I work, the luckier that I get. Like think about that. Like the harder I work, the luckier I get. You know, people will say I'm lucky, but I work so hard, I expect to be lucky. Just like what Zig Ziglar said. So I have a bunch of squawkers. So I listen to in my ear. I have in my other ear. I have um, I've been seeing a squawker I listen to all day. And a lot of times they'll say the news out loud before it pops up anymore. Obviously, I monitor some like X or whatever those that come out. I also have True Social. I finally just put down downloaded True Social, and I just have alerts on Trump. Every Trump post, it'll pop up, so I can see it real fast. So now this is where I just sit comfortably. Bob, don't start talking bad about my Razorbacks. Being a Razorback fan, I'm so dead inside to emotions. been on that emotional roller coaster my entire life. I don't know if you guys have ever tuned into our future show in the mornings, Tuesday mornings, over on Wolf. We have a future show, and there's another big high. Keep going, baby. Um, we have a morning show, and one of the guys that comes on there is also a Razorback fan. And the best thing is, I comfortably lock the skip. Something going on with DraftKings? Yeah. Whoa. UAL's up 4%? Oh my god. Everything goes up except Google. The SPY looks fine. Like we talked about, like I see both of you in the comments here. So first, let's give you the ESIB trade. So like it's the same trade that we took on in Q is playing out on ES. When I look at this, like boom, that's your target. SPY, it's the same thing. ES SPY, same thing. It's the same trade, right? Back here off the middle, you're above previous high. And then yeah, I mean, you're just like you look at ES over here, you're just pushing. Nothing wrong with this at all. What a trade. Oh my God. It's going to be a good day, Tater. And new undisputed all-time highs. Tater would be cooking with gas. Yeah, I'm just. Hey. So here's the thing, like if you thought about shorting, look, there's that. So that same IB we talked about this morning, just put out on ES, right? There it is on ES, SPY, same thing. Hey, what stops you here? Maybe if you look at this kind of channel. I don't know. I don't think you do anything. We just made a new all-time high. Like, you know, one of my favorite things is there's nothing bearish about all-time highs. What a day. Whoa. I'm just looking through here, like, what can I find that's. This is wild, dude. Yeah, yesterday I saw his daily candle. I just said, oof. I'm gonna go ahead and just get out of the rest of those coin calls. All right. This was some fun price action today. Okay, when it trades that clean, it was also previous week's highs. I have this indicator anyway turned on. Oh man. Oh, it's a good day to kick back. I got a lot of work to get done today anyway, so. $3.10. TV on EQ, you could almost just like buy three and immediately put a ticket profit, and it's volatile enough to shoot the rabbit or sell. Hey, congrats though. Congrats either way. That's huge. I remember one time I was $13 away from a payout, and I ended up blowing that account the same day. I kept like doubling down trying to get it back. I spiraled so hard that day. It happens to everyone. It's that was last fall, I think, sometime. But I was like, I needed $13 uh to get my next payout. Yeah, I just started. Yes, I've done that. Nuke the account. Yeah, no, I've done that. Please don't nuke the account, but let's get that $3 for you to get that payoff. But yeah, I spiraled so hard one day. Ooh, Amazon turning around. Ooh, AMD looks rough. Yeah, the nice thing, KB, is you have all day. You have tomorrow. I mean, honestly, we're being 100% fair. Yeah, let me continue. We mean other folks commenting. I mean, I'm in a Discord. On here, this is going to two different YouTube channels and two different X channels. So like, I can actually overlay it. So like, you can see right now it's just YouTube people, but there's also people on X. So somebody on X drops a comment. Yeah, there are a lot of things that aren't good for me. That's all right. Here we go. Let's go. Oh, those balloons were accidental, but hey, let's do it here for KB. Let's see. Can I get the boom? There it is. Look at that. Let's go, KB. And big shout out to KB securing the payout over here on the stream this morning. All right, so here's another thing we can look at real fast. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles in a row on the 15-minute. Consecutive bars. Let me get to, let's just go to ink here. So we're at 7, the max is 11. Look at this. 4 is your average amount of 15 bars green in a row. So when I look at two things, if you get close to this max, and then also if you get double the average, this is just something I've picked up from doing this and watching it. Double the average, you can do a minute as well, whatever different ones. But like right now, I see on the 15-minute, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If this candle here closed green too, and we had like 8, I would look to play that pullback to previous day high. Same thing on NQ. If this one was green, I would all right, guys. I'm just chilling. A few more minutes left on the stream, but look at Spy. Oh, look at Spy. Oh, Spy. Tell me Spy's not going next. Go, Spoos. Switch up the music. Maybe. Chill our way out. AWS Cloud Computing Unit cut jobs. That's why you saw that candle a while ago on Amazon. We get SPY new high. Oh my goodness. What a morning. Nothing to do now. KB, I don't think we have all-time high data. How many points have we run off this low? Yeah, 178 points in the New York session above, low to high already. There's no way I'm shorting this probably at all today. If it is, it's like that 1:30, 2 o'clock maybe. I'm clicking through all of my main triggers. Nothing is moving right now. SPY, new high again. I do think we revisit up here on, let me go to SPX. So SPX has a, like a big psychological level. This is 6,300. I think we probably retest that. Is there a White House press briefing at noon? It usually pops up before on my feed, so I'm just. I don't know. I think Trump's supposed to sign executive orders at the close today. I haven't heard anything from Trump today, really. He did tweet, like, too late, pal. All right, guys. Stay safe out there. Like I said, we looked at a bunch of stuff. You can watch back the stream if you want to go back over it again. Definitely go try out Edgeful if you haven't. I'm not going to try to short this. This is too strong. Well, my kids just woke up, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't want to try to short this. I really don't want to try to buy a dip up here either. So probably just not going to do a whole lot today unless something jumps out at me. If we get like a news headline that dips hard or something, I may try to buy that. We'll see depending what it is, but pretty much probably done. You know. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Trade safe out there. Definitely try out Edgeful if you haven't. Make sure you follow Wolf Financial as well. You can find my personal account. It's at Maximiliano. So you can find me on X as well. My personal account. I'm usually behind the Wolf Financial account for most of the cases. My own account's been all over the place sometimes. And then Edgeful. Follow the Edgeful account. There's a lot of good educational stuff there. Honestly, that Edgeful Discord super helpful if you had other people that are new or been using Edgeful for a little while. You can bump some questions off of them. Andre's in there as well. There's a guy named James Bruce, good trader out of South Africa that's in there a lot. He does some streams as well, so definitely check all that out. And with that said, I'm out of here, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Tuesday, Thursday is my plan for streaming going forward. So Tuesday, Thursday, right here. I'm going to mark it open, and then boom, Russian. All right. Appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. KB, Bob, Faye, great having you in here this morning. Who else was there? Somebody else in here this morning. Lou stopped by. Cliff, it was Cliff. I'm telling you guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay profitable, stay patient. If you did make money this morning, don't give it back. If you did make money this morning, if you're red, don't try to force things to get yourself back. Wait for something to set up right now. We're into the upside. We're at all-time highs, and nothing's telling me to try to short this. Nothing's telling me to buy it from a risk-reward standpoint. So I'll probably just hang out for a little bit, check back in probably after lunch for the trading side of things, get some work done in the meantime, and enjoy my day. That's part of trading, right? 80% of the time you're sitting around, 20% of the time you're executing. And once you figure that out, you don't have to be in a trade every second. It makes you, it'll help you a lot. So, all right, guys, I'm out. Take care. Peace.